Good evening, friends. Draw and Drink is on. It's 8 p.m. Germany time. Time to have a nice beer. Time to draw. Let's go. Hello, hello. Welcome to my stream. Welcome, early birds, everyone who's there already. Thanks for tuning in today to first Draw and Drink in a while, I think. And yeah, here's what we're going to do today. First of all, the drawing part will be the second time I draw in Clip Studio Paint. Well, not the second time at all, because I have been working in it in the last days, but the second time I'm doing this on stream. So in the stream of last week, maybe some of you have been there as well. There was this scribble I made in Clip Studio. Let me just quickly show you the scribble. So that was what the scribble looked like. And yeah, I've been using Clip Studio Paint for the very first time on the iPad. And I thought that the program, the app, was really fantastic to use in terms of the tools and the functionality and all the possibilities it gave me. But I felt like there were some issues with using it on the iPad, to be honest. So I think it was like an app on the iPad that wasn't really made for the iPad, but more for the desktop program. And so I thought, like, hey, why not give it a shot on the desktop and get my Wacom out? So I have a Wacom Cintiq here, and give my iPad a little break and get it, yeah, just continue this drawing here on my computer, because I think it's nice. It has some really nice advantages to work on the computer instead of working on the tablet. Even though I love the mobility of the tablet, it's nice to have a larger screen. So I have like a 16-inch Wacom here, and you have like more tools, more possibilities to play around with stuff than on the iPad usually. So yeah, that's what I want to do today. Or what I want to continue. So I took this scribble I made on the iPad last week and turned it into this drawing here. As you see, there's some elements missing. You see these houses here in the background are missing so far. I have only been able to draw like the part here in the foreground and the houses in the foreground. As you see, it's super detailed. I hope you like what I made so far. Yes, and given the detail, I just wanted to give a little bit more time to really like work out everything I wanted to have in there. And today I'm not going to continue the outlines, but I want to have a look at the colors, because everyone is always asking me about coloring streams and showing how I color. So we'll do that today, and I'll just do the rest of the outlining, I don't know, soon. Tomorrow or so. We'll see. So guys, let me know how your week is going so far. If you have a nice if you're having a nice week and good time, and hope you had a good day so far. And in the meantime, I am going to pour myself good beer, because of course I have my good old beer here, but no opener. Just a second. So, so today I have a beer from Bavaria, from Lauterbacher. It's the first time I'm trying any beer of this brewery, and it's called, can you see that? Brotzeitbier, which means in Bavarian this is kind of time for bread, like the direct translation, which means like having a meal. And I think it's usually more brotzeit is more like in the afternoon or so, like when you have a break from work, or I don't know, maybe someone can correct me, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, that means that this beer is meant to be enjoyed while you're having a meal. Actually, I don't think that beer is such a good companion to a meal. I like white wine more when it comes to having a drink while eating something. So I just hope that this beer is going to be tasty even without a meal. So I guess I'm doing this all wrong here. So the back label says to a good Bavarian break. This is like the best fit to a good Bavarian break. It's natural, very easy drinkable, and grounded, just like the rural companion liked it in the back in the days, or something like that. So let's try it. I hope it's good even without a good bread. Cheers, guys. So this is has more kind of intense taste than I expected it to have. So this is kind of a lager beer, Bayerisch Helles, which is kind of the same as lager beer, I think. And yeah, taste actually. It has some kind of spices that are a bit weird. So maybe I grow to it, but first sip is more like a bit strange. Maybe because you are supposed to enjoy it with a very savory meal. So which means that you have to have a kind of contrasting drink to it, so it doesn't taste too shallow. So maybe that's the reason why they made it this spicy is the wrong word. It's very kind of malty, there's very much taste in it, but it's nice. All right, guys, so now that I have my beer, I can work. In the course of this week, I discovered a few really cool functions in Clip Studio that I used, and I think so. My thoughts on this program so far are that it's really, I think it's the better Photoshop for drawing, actually. So I have the feeling that it is great alternative, or maybe something in between Photoshop and Procreate if you maybe compare it to the iPad app, because it offers way more functions than Procreate, but is more kind of Illustrator artist focused than Photoshop, because Photoshop has a couple of missing things, in my opinion, that they like, that Adobe is, if you ask me, they're supposed to like, they should have added these functions way earlier, but they just don't come around the corner with it. Maybe they don't want to overload Photoshop, but I think Clip Studio is really like, if you know Photoshop, you'll very easily feel at home there, because the app is built in a very similar way, and it has all the functions that Photoshop has so far, what I saw so far, but offers a couple of more functions that are kind of turned towards artists, which is great. So I like it, and then I think I'm going to use it more often in the future, but we'll see. I mean, I'm still a Procreate guy, mainly, but yeah. So, let me see. So let's head over to the coloring, right? So no one wants to tell me how your week was, this or your day was. That's no problem. Last time we had a really nice active chat, so feel free to drop a couple of messages. I always like to have like a little active chat going on, but if you don't like, and if you just don't feel like it, and if you just want to lurk, don't feel any pressure. So the mood I want to have in this drawing here is that I think of it as an early morning scene with like sun rising or the sun just about to rise, or like dawn just around the corner maybe. And as you know, I like to add little elements of like slice of life elements into my drawings, into this stuff. And my idea here was that probably this guy here is coming late from work and is enjoying a bowl of soup or kind of bowl of noodles, and he's a night worker or something. He looks quite young, so I don't know, maybe he's coming from a party, who knows. And then we have this cat here like begging for a noodle. Do cats eat noodles actually? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. And so the idea is that this is kind of early morning, and I have in mind that there's a kind of cold light going on that hits some sources of warm light. So I want to have a really strong, warm, cold contrast in this, just to take you with me on my thought process here. And I imagine that like the area here, just a quick, like the area here in the front is it's like cold light, and then we have like warm light coming from the windows here. Maybe this is kind of a 24-hour restaurant, you know, and some warm light coming from the sky here, where the sun is just about to go up. Neve, hello. Well, working. Okay, then I wish you a pleasant working session, and I'm glad you like it already. Oh, Sophie, hello. Yeah, long time no see. Indeed. Drinking some wine. Yeah, wine is also a good choice. So early morning. Let's see. So usually I just go ahead and let me just quickly see for a brush that is good for. Oh, what's that? Monofill. Oh, that's large. That could be a good brush for coloring. Yeah. I think that's just a really simple round brush. Actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. So usually I just pick some colors, like just randomly, and just try to assemble them to a palette. Now I have to see how I arrange my menus here, because I'm doing this the first time. So I mean, purple, as you know, always good. Is there? Oh, okay. So I have to get used to Clip Studio's coloring tools here first. So usually I like to have my... Yeah, there's also this... What's that? Oh, that went off the... Here it is. There's also a color mix tool where you can kind of mix some in-between colors. That's really nice as well. So, I mean, you have to pay attention to it's not getting too muddy or so, but this is a cool idea. But not what I need to hear it now. So, I mean, anything in this area here is always quite cold until you get into the too much red zone, then it gets warm. But of course, I mean, my first choice is always any kind of purple, so that's kind of my personal preference. And then maybe some grayish blues or so be a nice fit. The challenge here is, or the idea, of course, is always like, do you want to go realistic with the colors, or do you want to have a more artistically free direction, which means going like, for example, if you have the houses that would usually have like a facade that is ochre, yellow, grayish. If you want to go with that, or if it doesn't fit in the color palette, I often try to find either a balance, or what I like to do is just put the color down, add another layer. Like if I want to have a cold version of this color, then I add a blue, light blue on top, set the layer to multiply, and then let me just see, is there a shortcut for the eye? That's the same as Photoshop, I think. And now we have, oops, so I can erase this, and now I have a colder version of this yellow here, which is a nice, or not yellow, but ochre, kind of light ochre, which helps me to find a color that is sometimes in a very surprising area. For example, this here is in this purple area, so you wouldn't expect it, but it makes sense because the yellowish and the blue purple are on these sides, and this is just the middle. When you multiply it, it just finds the middle of both, right? But it's sometimes not so easy to find it like with eyeballing, so I'm doing it like that. So this is kind of the colder direction, and then I have probably maybe even something like that here, so we have a nice arc between the purple and blue here. And then I'm trying to go for something warm like that, maybe a bit red, orange so yeah, and the challenge is to not make it look too muddy, of course. Yo, Dizzy Viper, welcome. Doing fine, working in Clip Studio for a change, not in Procreate as I usually do. So, yeah, so what I was saying is that the challenge is to not make it look kind of shabby in a muddy, dirty kind of way, because there's artists who say that dirty colors are always to avoid. I wouldn't agree, because sometimes you can create nice moods with them, like earthy, natural looking colors. But for my style, it's actually good to not have them too many, to not have too many of them, because with this kind of outline illustrative style that has a little bit of this comic look, it looks sometimes it looks weird. So yeah. So I'm just starting with the street here. I'm just picking this blue and starting to paint the street and see where it leads me. I think with finding the color palette, lots of people have a little bit of fear to do something wrong, while I think you just gotta start, and you can always do alterations, you can always do modifications. It's really oops, let's just see, this is on reference like this, no problem, and just trying and failing and trying again. That's the cool thing, is you can even like add some color corrections later and give it a whole different vibe. Just with a couple of clicks. That's the cool thing. Oh yeah, I have a nice Bavarian beer here. Brotzeit. Brotzeit beer. I already had my my dinner, so my Brotzeit is already finished. But I thought it would be fine to still have a Brotzeit beer. Yeah, I saw you. You got a Kingfisher, man. Thanks so much. That's so cool. Uh, so I'm kind of happy with how it went. Like sold, I think seven or eight editions, which is nice because I mean it's a new platform, right? And people have to get used to it and everything. So that's really nice. Good start. And I actually sold a 1 of 1 today. First time for a while because I had 2 1 of 1 sitting there that haven't been sold, and I'm a bit spoiled because I'm used to these selling fast. But this sat there a couple of weeks, but today it went, and that's really nice. So these AC, this stack of ACs could be a bit brighter maybe. Let's see. I don't pay that much attention to light sources at this point because I rather want to find the whole overall vibe for the colors, and the light source is coming into play later when I'm doing the shading mostly, of course, but maybe also before that, but not at this point. Now I want to just find the right color palette to reach a point where I feel comfortable with like mixing and using all the colors I chose to take into the palette. So that's the current process. Oh, nice. Congrats, man, for selling the piece in Super Rare. Lots of 3D people tell me that they don't understand how painting works, or drawing and painting. But I have the same with 3D. I want to learn Blender for such a long time. It's something I think that could really improve my like conceptioning, like my building of scenes. I did a piece with a 3D artist a while ago. Like, I mean, I was the artist, but he helped me with some kind of building some models and put it in the right perspective. So I just had to could draw over it, and it was great. And I think learning a couple of basics, like not becoming a 3D artist, but really just learning a couple of basics would help my process so much. But I don't have time to learn it. It's just I always have too much work to do. This is a bit too saturated. Let's take some saturation out. Oops. Yeah, I have some way back C4D knowledge when I really use it to make some very simple things just for fun, like back when I still had time to do like some random shit just for fun, and didn't have so much work and projects going on, and it was really fun. It was great. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, at some point it will hopefully happen, but I'm not sure when. I hope it will happen. But I gotta check out your Super Rare Genesis then, man. Gotta see what you did there. And Genesis pieces often sell really good. That's nice. I know a couple of people who who had their 1 of 1 career kickstarted quite good by selling their Super Rare pieces, especially the Genesis, Jenny, I don't know, to especially like many of them sold them to well-known collectors, so that's a nice start, of course, for everyone. No, I don't do so much concept art. It's really illustration is the most part of it. For example, like in the last weeks, I made illustrations for a publication, like for an official publication, and I did some packaging illustration, and for an app, illustrations and icons, like hand-drawn icons for an app. So it's really not so much concept art. And the next thing I will do is creating tarot cards, which I very much look forward to. I have to finish this one here because, I mean, this is commissioned by Clip Studio, so they asked me to try out their app and publish the results. So it's really kind of a bit of kind of influencing, but also commission, because they will in a way buy the artwork. Yeah, it's just kind of like that. They kind of buy a license for the artwork as well, but they also pay me to just do it and share my process. The stream is not a part of the influencer deal, but it's only just posting the stuff on Instagram, actually. Now it's tasting better after a couple of sips. So usually this style of beer is a bit different than this is a bit different than I'm used to, but now it's good. You have to grow into it. Yeah, tarot cards. I'm really looking forward to these. It's for the Collective. That's an art project that who release different NFT drops, and like always with different topics. And I had the pleasure to work for them at one drop already, and it was really nice. It was big fun. Yeah, and now they're doing a tarot collection, and of course I needed to be on board for that because I never ever made tarot designs and illustrations and I always wanted to, and this was like my chance to finally do it and even get paid for it. So I'm doing two cards, the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. So that's my two cards, and I just can interpret these in my own style and do just kind of whatever I want, as long as it's tarot inspired. So I'm going to start with these kind of immediately after I finish this one. So I'm not sure if this is too purple-y blue. Let me try to find out if I can color correct this easily. Ah, there it is. Of course I can. This one I need, so I'm going to put a bit more. What's that? Is anything changing here? Not really. Huh. Oh, wait. There was... Maybe it just takes a while. Where was it? Oh, okay. This does something. Oh yes, okay. I would say it can get a bit more red. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So it's just some. Just some random grading. I'm not 100% convinced of my plan is fine. So I think my plan is good to have this cold warm contrast, but I'm not sure if my plan is good with these colors. So that will have to turn out in the process. Oh yeah, a whole deck, man. I would love to do that, but it's so much work, right? That's quite the task. It's quite the project. I would love to do that, and I admire every artist who is able to can really pull it off. But so far I don't know where to take the time actually. I mean, I think you could even do maybe a Kickstarter project out of it and try to sell it on Kickstarter. And I see tarot projects going very well there, so I've been like observing the thing a little bit and seeing how popular these kind of oops, what's that? Oh, gradient. How popular these kind of projects are over there, and it is very popular. I don't know for how long, like if it will last. Like if you take a year for a deck, and then you have it finished and the hype is over, that would be a little bit annoying. But yeah, it's something that I would love to try. I don't know if it ever will happen. I'm kind of happy that I can do 2 cards. These have to be done by end of I think first week of September. So yeah, I'm just good with doing these, and then we will see. Yo, Matt, how's it going, man? High definition face, yes. Yeah, I'm super sharp now. I wish this would make me look better in general and remove all the wrinkles here, you see, but it doesn't. I could try some kind of some soft filters or so. But so far doesn't help. No, that's fine. I'm considering getting rid of my hair tomorrow. What's that? So I feel like it's time to get short hair again. Maybe that helps me to look younger, but I doubt it. Yeah, we'll see. My wife is really also pro short hair. and she's trying to convince me to go for it, but it's always so sad when you grow it for a couple of years and then growing back is very much a pain. So the Honda Civic here, the good 1997 Honda Civic Type R, has to be white, of course. That's the only correct color for a car like that. But I'm not going to give it a solid white, of course, because that would look too bright. But I'm giving it a little gray, bluish gray. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I wish like that's really, short hair is better for the hot days. And yeah, you're right. It's kind of bad timing to now go back to the winter hairstyle, but it's just I'm a bit annoyed by my hair. So every morning I feel right now it's always so fuzzy and kind of weird. And you know, all these days where you're just super annoyed by your hair and it's always kind of in the way and it's falling out and everything is full of your like the shower is always full of your hair, and I have that like every day now, and yeah, probably it's just time, but I don't know yet. My hairdresser is 100% going to convince me to keep it, I'm sure, because she always does. Like every time I complain about this, she's like, no, I'm not cutting it off. It has to stay. Oh, let's see if he's able to convince me one more time to go through the winter. But it's like 50-50 now. Yeah, it's actually can go in both directions. 50-50. That looks weird. Yes. Strange edge. Yeah, it's annoying to maintain. That's it. It's definitely a challenge to keep it in line. But if you decide to go long again, it's the worst time when you have like this mid-long hair, and you know you just have to kind of get over this phase, but it's just so annoying, and you can't do really anything with your hair because it's always you can kind of tie it, you can't I don't know, put it behind your ears. It's just the most fucked up thing. Oh yeah, maybe it is too tight. I don't know. Yeah, that's possible. But my hair falls out all the time anyway, so it's just because I have a lot of hair. So I mean, which is good. I'm very happy that it is this way, because I don't lose hair, so I'm not getting bald, which is great. But I just have much hair and thick hair, and lots of girls are really envious about my hair. But yeah, that means it falls out a lot as well, because there's so much growing, like new hair growing, you know. At least that's what my hairdresser told me. Yeah, I think on festivals they are really liberal right now, so they probably will let me in. I used to, like, really years ago, it was really like growing the hair long enough to go to festival with like appropriate hairstyle. Oh, what's that? A little point. And yeah, kind of really growing the right headbanging hairstyle. 50 to 100. You're really an expert, right? You know all the numbers. That's crazy. Did you learn a hairdressing job before or so? Yeah, sure, it will happen, but I'm not like, I know many in my age, like mid 30s, who have significant hair loss, so they have to just shave it because they can't, if they grow it, it looks garbage. So, and I'm spared by that, which is great. especially because I have these large ears. So I have really large ears, and I have kind of the big head, big skull, and I think it would really look bad if I had a completely shaved head, like if I was bald. It would look stupid, I guess. I mean, you would get used to it, so it's not a disaster, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I didn't ever see it this way, but I guess it would look really not that nice. So I'm glad that I don't have to deal with it. So now that I see this color, these colors here, looks kind of cool. Looks interesting. Especially if you imagine to have like a sunrise orange here in the back. Could be a nice contrast. Just throwing this in really quickly. Just the warm light kind of flooding into this yard, and then some warm light from the windows here, like here. Maybe some window is lit up here as well. Maybe I don't know, maybe one of these here. Yeah, I can see that working out. Oh, it's tricky though. It's still tricky to get enough contrast. I want to go a little bit colder again. a little bit more acceleration. I find it super challenging, by the way, to draw a night or like half night scene. So gotta try around and go back and forth a bit more often than I'm used to. But it will hopefully be worth it in the end. But I think drawing night scenes is really challenging. Yeah. So we'll see. One cool strategy I wanted to show you is to, whoops, no. I'm going to show you later. I'm going to show you later. It's I have to do that later on. Makes more sense. What beer am I drinking? It's a helles Brotzeitbier by Lauterbacher. You see that? It is a lager beer from Bavaria, and it's like the name says, Brotzeit means, translated directly, it means time to eat bread. So that's kind of in Bavaria, that's a word for having a break and getting something savory, like a bread, like a dark bread with I don't know, some cheese, some sausage and stuff like that. And this is the beer you obviously are supposed to drink along, which I am not doing because I already had dinner. But I had this. I got a beer package from Bavaria, and this was included, so I wanted to try it today. And yeah, it's I found it not so good in the beginning. Like the first sips were like, not sure. But now I like it. And I think it's indeed something you can best drink along a really kind of strong, salty meal, because it's very, it has very much spice in it, and I think it's a great counterpart to, you know, like a dark bread with lots of butter and cheese, and like one of these Alpine cheeses that are super strong and smelly. I think that's that could be a good combination. Yeah, let's concentrate on my hopefully awesome work. Yeah, I like where this is going so far. Like I said, the night-ish colors are challenging, and especially like matching this with something warm later on is not so easy. But the good thing is that if you invest the time and manage to find a cool contrast, a cool warm contrast, then you're up for a really striking color palette, I guess. So I think, and I hope it will be worth the thinking time and the trial and error. Oops. I have a fly in here. In case you see it flying around my head, this is my today's companion here. It's not that interested in my drawing though. It will be awesome. Yeah. Well, it's not fishing for compliments. I just really hope it will be good, because not everything I do is always great. But the things or the artworks I do that I don't like that much, I just don't post them. You know, I just don't open it to the public, and then to my clients, I don't tell if I don't like anything. If they like it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good, right? Yeah, but of course there are some tiny illustrations that I do not like that much. You mean the contrast, or like gravitating towards purple and oranges? You mean because it's a nice contrast, or what do you mean there? So yeah, that's, of course, that's a reason. But also because I just like the colors. It's just really, I could tell you some stories about why it's so nice to use these in your artworks, but it's just really my personal preference, and there's even not that much theory about it. I mean, I'm a fan of the fact that, or just I'm a believer in the fact that you can explain most of your creative decisions, and that behind everything there is a reason, creative processes and everything. But in this case, it's really that I just love working with these kinds of colors, and that's actually already it. Yeah, but sure, it is a nice contrast. It's easy to create striking visuals with these colors. Easy in a way that, for me, it feels very natural to just pick these and say, hey, come on, let's take these and make something, and it will look good in the most cases. Yes, the color in the background will be sunrise, actually. Sunrise orange. I don't know. I think there is a little difference in the color of the sunrise and the sunset. But yeah, it will be some kind of orange. So I'm very much looking forward to how that will look.
So as you see on both sides, I have plants, and they will both be very much fun to color because of all the details. So the question is, which one should I do first? I think I'll go with the left side. What should you do with the 14K? 14K what? You mean the points, the channel points? Yeah, it's a bit. I know that some of you guys were collecting these. If you're talking about these, I know that some of you guys were collecting these, but now that I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch, it's just a second. It's weird. I'm just trying to understand how the reference layer works. So it's a bit weird because it takes both the reference layer and the layer I'm painting on. That's a bit weird. I just want the reference layer, nothing else, but it's okay. So yeah, the points. Yeah, I know that some were collecting these for getting rewards. I decided to get rid of these points, but because I don't know, it's really, I like these little extras and these little kind of gimmicks and like doing fun stuff on the streams, but I kind of want to more like focus more on making art, because I recognized that it was fun for a while, but all this little fun we had distracted me too much from doing my work, you know, and kind of wanted to focus on work again and not on kind of dancing around, because I don't want to do that on TikTok, and so maybe I shouldn't do that on Twitch as well. No, but yeah, if you want to I think we can find something to redeem your points for. I don't know, you'll get something. I mean, you're still collecting them, so I could say that if you have like 20K or so, just send me a screenshot and you can get a free postcard set or a couple of stickers or whatever. Transitioning into I did not transition into freelance, Pat. I did just do it without anything, like I couldn't transition from anywhere because I just started freelance as a student. So the good thing, and that helped me a lot, and I guess this is, yeah, this was really a point that I took much advantage of, is that I started it while I was at university still. So I just was a student and started to work freelance for clients on the side, and could earn my first like connections, my first experiences while being in this kind of safe space of university, which was really nice. So there was not so much pressure. The pressure came when I founded, still at uni, like still being a student, when I founded my studio. So that was like at the end of my bachelor, and I rented the place, and like together with a fellow student of mine and my friend, and we rented the place, had two people, like put two people in there that were like what's that called, like kind of like a co-working space, so giving two others like a place so they could help earn the rent every month. And that was when the pressure started, because I knew, okay, now the money has to flow, because if it doesn't, I can't keep this stuff here. So it was really step by step for me, which is great. But I know, I mean, not everyone can do it this way, right? Not everyone can just go step by step, and some just start their business and have to like go in full time and everything. And I have huge respect for that. It's really, the fill tool is behaving super weirdly. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's, you see that it's already, and it's always like filling only these areas here. I absolutely have no clue why. I can find that out, but not now. I'm probably going to Google it and see what the reason for that is. Yeah, Van Spitter, yeah, he will be missed. That's right. It's difficult to find like the sweet spot of entertainment and getting work done and doing a kind of a professional kind of stream, you know. It's not so easy to really find the spot. So at times I found it too much entertainment, but I think that's of course what many people on Twitch want to see, and that's also why I have like 7 viewers now, and on Twitch in the best times I had 50, 60 at once. So that's definitely something to consider. But I rather, like, for my mental health, I rather focus on my work and show you my professional workflow with only a couple of viewers, and then not do this entertainment stuff, because I don't know, I think that's not so sustainable for me personally. Everyone has to decide that on their own, of course. I had a corporate job when I learned the job of a media designer. So and I think the translation for that is apprenticeship. So I learned as an apprentice. I learned media designer at a consultancy. So it was a business consultancy. So I know the business world, and really this super like straight conservative business side of everyday work. I know that very well, and this was extremely useful for me as well. So I learned a lot of stuff there, and then I did the training 2.5 years, and I worked there for another year, like just regularly employed there for like super low money. And then I went here to Münster and studied design and illustration. So, and then I started my freelance stuff. So I definitely know the corporate side of things, but it's been quite a while. So I think it's been 11 years now, but since then I had a internship in Berlin in an agency for half a year, but that was, I don't count that much. I know, I mean, it showed me how like the work in agencies is, but it was not really like the classic corporate job. I didn't have so many touch points with clients there, for example. So yeah. But I'm super happy that I took the job in that consultancy. Back then it was like a bit weird because most people I knew who were taking creative or semi-creative jobs were going to creative agencies. And I was like, consultancy, it's really like quite kind of special. But I learned so much there, and also kind of like thinking around the corner, getting like into information design and like how to translate information into visuals. That was one thing I learned there so much that helps me big time today, like really knowing like how to display information in a visual language. And I think that's probably the biggest part, apart from self-organization, because I was really young back then, and and very, very chaotic. And they managed to get that mindset out of me very much. So that was also helpful. Sophie, ich würde... Oh, das war die falsche Ebene. Just a second. I want to draw on the wrong layer here. That's the right one. Sophie, gute Frage. Ich würde eigentlich sagen, nicht unbedingt, ne. Weil ich eigentlich, ich streame dann eigentlich eher, wenn ich eigene Sachen habe, die ich im Stream machen kann. Also Kundenprojekte sind immer so ein bisschen, und das hier ist ja so ein bisschen so ein Zwischending. Aber ich würde sagen, es ist eher andersrum, dass ich, wie gesagt, wenn ich was Eigenes habe, was ich gut im Stream machen kann, dann mache ich einen Stream und nicht, dass ich sage, ich will heute einen Stream machen, also mache ich ein eigenes Projekt. Aber ich mache halt auch einfach mega viele eigene Sachen eh. Also von daher ist es wahrscheinlich so ein bisschen Henne oder Ei. Probably drawing directly is even faster than using the fill tool, as it's behaving so strangely. But yeah. Yeah, I'm going back to English now. I always say that it's a German and English stream, but actually most of it is always English. But yeah, I consider doing German streams at some point, like just to have like an alternative to, I mean, it's cool to talk in your native language sometimes on stream as well, because I mean, in the end it's just your native language, so maybe you can say even more intelligent things then when you don't get the right words in English. But I think, I mean, everyone understands English anyway, so it doesn't matter, or it's not that important. I got a request or a mail from Skillshare yesterday. They want to build a German platform or continue building German community even more, and asked like if I was interested in doing a German Skillshare class. So maybe that could be interesting. But I'm honest. I think like if I do it in English, I can reach way more people with it, and and you can always turn on subtitles maybe, but I doubt that the English people will turn on subtitles on the German stream. I think they will probably just don't watch it. So I think probably just an English workshop or English course would be the better choice. And for example, Germans or German followers are not even under my top 5 follower countries on Instagram. So I think the top countries are USA with like very big, the by far biggest amount of people. I think like 20 to 25% or something. And then I have I think UK with like 7 or 8%, and then I have India, Mexico, and Brazil or so, something like that. And Germany is like 4%, I think 4% of followers. So and sometimes I have German corps approaching me for influencing for them on Instagram, and I'm like, I can do it, guys, but please be aware of the fact that only a very, very small chunk of my followers is even German. So apart from the fact that I don't do influencer deals that often, so it's really, I only do it for things that I use myself. So for example, for Paperlike, like the iPad screen protector, I did something, and for Clip Studio, I found it interesting to just try it. Told them that I used Procreate, and they were like, "We would love for you to just try it out," and I find that very cool. And apart from that, I just say no to most things. Sometimes it's complete bullshit, like some kind of clothing brands or so, where I think like, hey. It's absolutely the wrong influencer here, sitting here. I mean, clothing brands in terms of clothing brands where I didn't design anything. They just want me to wear their stuff and post photos. Yep, English is standard in all German schools, even in undergrade, like lower grade schools nowadays. So back in my time, not, but I think since a couple of years they are teaching German in from 3rd grade on. So it's really a major, very important part of schooling here. But I think that's absolutely good and a nice and good, right decision to do so, because it's just the language the world speaks. Wherever you go, English is the best chance you have to communicate with people, and I think it's good that young students learn this very, very fast. But we still have all the movies and TV shows and whatever there is, we have it all dubbed. So whatever you watch in the cinema or in TV that's coming from the US, or mostly from the US, it's all with German dubs, and mostly in most times it sounds shit. But that's really the standard way to consume any movies here. Artistic clothes model, yeah. Yeah, sure. Or maybe not. I mean, I had the deal with Medicine. The guys, I don't know if you saw it, the guys who doing these stitched hoodies and shirts, these super detailed stitches. And that was really nice. But I didn't have to pose for them. I just had to make the artworks, and it was my decision to post something on Instagram about it, of course. Okay, so let's paint some buildings. I, I drink and draw all the time. It's what I do every day, every hour. So the answer is sleeping and eating, maybe. Now I try to play some video games every now and then, and also spend some time with my wife, of course. I mean, that's yeah, that's something I try to do as often as possible. And I like to watch football and watch some TV shows, go watch some movies, stuff like that. But yeah, most of the time drinking beer and drawing. Of course, I mean, drinking beer way less often than drawing, and because I would probably have a big problem if it wasn't that way. And on Friday I will drive to Berlin and go to a wedding. That's also on my spare time plan for this week. going to get a rental car on Friday and then pick up a couple of friends, and then we will drive over. Not in that order, of course. There was no particular order. Obviously, of course, my wife doesn't come last. That would be bad. But no, she's not watching. Actually, she's still working, I think. So she's working late today because she has to, I don't know, get something done. She works at an NGO, like a human rights NGO, and they're doing some kind of movie, and I think she has to review the footage and tell the movie makers what material to use or something like that. So basically we're just both sitting in our rooms here and both working on something. What a nice evening, right? But she's drinking beer as well, I think. And mine is empty, but I'm going to get a new one, guys. Give me a minute and I'll be back. Whoops, wrong scene. There it is. You wanna see a cameo by my wife? I think she wouldn't agree to that. I guess she would be a bit camera shy. So second round for today is something I had before. So this is not new beer. It's the Tucher Rotbier Naturtrüb, another Bavarian one. Although the people from Nuremberg would be pissed by me saying that it is from Bavaria because they are Frankians. It's Franken. So technically it's a region in Bavaria, but in Frankia they very much say that it is not Bavaria. So, and it is a red beer, like the name says. Rot beer means red beer, and it's very tasty, very nice. Ruth, hello. Nice to see you. You're watching too. Good to know. Hope you have a good day. So this is, I think, yeah, one of the bigger breweries from Nuremberg. Is that right, Matt? Do I say that right? Nuremberg. So in German it's Nürnberg. But I think it's one of the oldest or most well-known breweries. It's a bit stronger than the usual German beers. It has 5.5%. And it's very mild with a special taste that comes from the fact that the beer is stored in oak vats. So this is where the color comes from. This is also where some of the taste comes from. Just like a good whiskey, right? So, that looks good. Cheers. Good old foam in the beard. So, nice. Yeah, that's really tasty. Tasty. So let's continue this boy here. So I'm not 100% sure what color the facades of the buildings should all get. It's a bit indecisive there. So what I think in like these Japanese houses, like the old ones often have wooden facades, so they are kind of dark, and trying to kind of emulate this wooden color by going with this violet pink, like dark version of a pink color to stay in this late night, early morning palette. Yeah, let's see how that works. Yeah, I mean that's the 9% is like the super strong beer, right? I'm talking about the where's the cool brush I had before for colors? I'm talking about the standard Bavarian beer, which usually has around 5%, like 4.8 to 5.2, around that. Ah, there it is. So yeah, sure. Compared to these strong craft beers, it's not very strong. But compared to the Bavarian Helle, the lager beers, it's strong. It gets dark very early now. This felt kind of quick. I mean, I know that it's getting darker each day since mid-June, but now you really feel it, kind of see a huge difference. So it's 9:30 here, and it's very dark. Like, not very dark, it's just dark. One of the lines is wrong here, isn't it? Oh no, it's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Jo, Sascha, was geht? Prost, Prost. Zum Wohl. Ups. Sascha, wann kommst du mal nach Münster? Ich weiß, dass wir darüber gesprochen hatten und du hast dich nie gemeldet. Shame. Gibt jetzt auch ein ganz nettes Café hier um die Ecke, ein neues. Übrigens spielen The Brew wieder im Jofel, ne? Hast du schon gesehen? Ich habe mich daran erinnert, als ich es gesehen habe, dass sie spielen, dass wir mal darüber gesprochen hatten, dahin zu gehen. This is actually both, Matt. It is a commission, but it is a commission where I can just do what I want, which are my favorite commissions. No, that's commissioned by Clip Studio Paint, so it's by the software I'm using here. And they asked me if I wanted to try their app and post something to Instagram. And I was always really, honestly, was always interested in trying it one time and see what the difference is between Photoshop and Procreate. And so I just thought that this was a nice opportunity. So they're just kind of commissioning me for this piece, but I could just do what I want. But they kind of sent me a couple of my artworks and told me like what they liked and what not. So that's it. And they sent me one of the pieces they sent me was the one with a tiger. Just a second. Where is it? There. This one here. And I thought like, yeah, sure. I wanted to do more of these environmental Japanese city scenes anyway. So that's a perfect opportunity. Yeah. And so that's it. So basically they license the artwork for them to use for their marketing and whatever they want. And I just do what I want and they just take it and use it like they want. I mean, within their Clip Studio program. Yeah, so that's really nice. It's kind of a really great commission actually, because it's total freedom, or at least like 99% freedom. And getting paid for it. So that's what I like. Hello, Shapey. How's it going? Oh, raid is going, right? I didn't see it. My chat program isn't showing me that information here, I guess. But thanks so much for raiding. Welcome, guys. Much appreciated, Shapey. That's the first raid I'm getting in such a long time. It's crazy. I haven't got one for so long. No, it looks like it worked, actually. It looks like it worked. Great. Yeah, welcome, guys, to my draw and drink stream today. So cheers to you. Drinking my beer to you guys. And welcome. Just working on this piece. First time I'm working in Clip Studio. So not the first time at all, but this is the first piece I create in Clip Studio. So I have been doing the scribble and the outlines first, and this is the second stream I'm doing, showing my non-existent skills in Clip Studio because I'm looking for the tools all the time. Yeah, the brush. I think the brushes feel great actually. So I'm coming from Photoshop, from Procreate, and I haven't been using Photoshop for a really long time for the real drawing part. I only use it for for color grading, for adding some effects, for managing files and stuff like that. So the real work is happening in Procreate usually, and I have been asked by Clip Studio by their team if I wanted to try it and make an artwork and post it. So like kind of a commission, and this is the thing. And I really like it, but I like it much better on the desktop than I like it on the iPad. I had the iPad version first because I usually work in Procreate, and I thought I just get the iPad version. And the iPad version is really a bit, I don't know. It's the whole process is not so balanced. But I just plugged in my Wacom and tried it in, like, it's actually the first time I'm trying it on the computer today, and I think it's great. I like how the brushes feel, but yeah, it's definitely different. It's, you have to get used to it quite much. But what I really like is all the functions, you know? There's so many cool artists or art-specific functions there that Photoshop doesn't have, and that Procreate partly has, but partly not. I think you have much more options in Clip Studio, so that's really something I appreciate here. So yeah, I think I'm going to use it more often in the future, but we'll see. I mean, most times I think I'm still going to use Procreate as my main drawing app, but if I need something with like more options and more flexibility, I might head over to the computer and put on Clip Studio. What are you usually working with? So you're in Photoshop usually, or what's your tool of choice? Oops. So I'm kind of curious how I will bring these colors together with the warm influence from the sunrise later. So that's always stuff that I'm kind of excited and curious about myself. I have something in my head where the colors are supposed to go. Like I have an image in my brain, like how I roughly see it turning out and how it roughly works out in the end. But it's always kind of surprising myself again and again by really doing it and seeing how it works, and sometimes not, and sometimes having to change plans. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, the skyline will be on a bit separated from the yard here, because there's quite a distance between the buildings in the background and the ones we see here. So I'm going to put these on a different layer, and also yeah, I'm going to try to create an impression of distance. So if we put the scribble here, we see that there needs to be an effect of distance to have these really in the background. But I could see these kind of probably being illuminated by the sun already. So we see like the sun rising and kind of hitting the buildings here in these areas, you know, and these being kind of really illuminated. So we have a nice cool effect of the sunlight being reflected into our viewer's direction. So I can see that very much. And kind of the yard being still lying in the dark, you know, when you're in a city and the sun rises or the sun sets, it's the same effect actually. And you have this small couple of minutes where you are in a darker area that is already or still in the dark, and you still see the sun kind of illuminating the buildings around. I like this mood very much, so I want to try to get this in here as well. And it's a challenge, but I can take it. I can do it. I will find a way. I will find a way. Maybe I can even like let the light hit here in these areas as well, like a little bit here, a little bit there. So we only have kind of this part here in the dark later, but it doesn't have to, like the challenge here, and that's why I say it's not so easy, is to not make it too dark, because when you would take a photo of this, it would be kind of like, you know, the problems cameras have when they try to kind of focus on one area, like the dark area, and then the bright area is overly bright, and vice versa. When the camera focuses on the bright area, the dark area gets too dark, and this effect is to be avoided in the drawing, of course, because we have like the focus definitely should be on the art here, and if we have that too dark, the focus will fade away, and I want the focus to be here on the stuff happening here in the yard, like the little stories that happen here with the boy and the cat and like the car, and I mean focus has to be on the beautiful Honda, of course. So that will be the challenge later on. But unfortunately, we won't get to that today. I would love to show you, but that's something I'm not going to be able to reach today, time-wise. But well, either I'm going to have another stream next week, or I will show you the results. But either way, you will see what came out of it in the end. Yo, Sirius, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you with your YouTube account. I appreciate people tuning in from YouTube, because YouTube is always kind of a little bit kind of behind the viewer count. But my viewer count is completely destroyed anyway since a couple of months, so it doesn't matter. But Matt and Sirius, you guys are both coming from YouTube, which is nice. It's even showing in the chat here, right? Yeah, it is. It is. There's a little icon. Yeah, man, how are you doing today? Having a nice week so far? Productive? How's your plans going to become an independent artist? Is it are you making progress there? Or I find that highly interesting and fascinating to see others taking the steps, because everyone makes their own experience, and so it never gets really kind of boring, or there's kind of no scheme or standard way. People going kind of independent and freelance. So I'm very interested in hearing this from everyone. Like, I have friends who went freelance, and I always want to know how's it going and stuff. What's next for me after this? The other tarot cards I mentioned. You heard that, right? When I was talking about the tarot cards or collective. I made a series of 2 artworks for them last year. One was this here. And the other one was an actually existing piece of art that I just kind of recycled for them, which was this. Oops, this here, yeah. Where's the play button? Oh boy. Sorry. So this animation. So these 2 pieces I made for them last year, and they asked me if I wanted to join the tarot focused drop, which I gladly do, because they're nice working with and it's well paid, most likely. Depends on how the NFTs will sell, but if they sell, it's really good payment, and it's fun to work with them. So that's what I do next. I hope I can start with these next week. And it's really about time that I start, because they have to be done, like 2 tarot cards have to be done until first week of September. Man, the thing is, this sounds probably weird, serious, but I am a bit jealous about having a year of time to create shit and just work on your stuff, and because sometimes I miss, like, these back in the days, there was a certain pressure, of course, like the pressure of financial nature, because I remember sitting there in the office and the telephone was just very, very quiet. The inbox was very, very quiet, and sitting there and like, shit, please someone call me and give me a job, because if I don't get something to work on in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will have problems to pay the rent. And I don't know, I don't want to go to my parents. I mean, my parents are my parents never had much money as well, so I couldn't kind of suck anything out of them anyways. But there was also this kind of freedom to work on your projects and to just try and get better at stuff, and that was kind of cool actually. But yeah, I see that it's maybe not so easy to enjoy at some point, because you have this pressure going on. Yeah, it's give and take. That's right. As always. There's never ever the ideal solution or situation, right? It's now I sometimes complain about all the requests for kind of projects for work I get, and I can totally understand people like shaking their heads over me because I say that I'm annoyed by project requests, but because that's what everyone is looking after. But I'm sometimes really happy if no one asks me if I want to work for them for a while, because that means I can work on my stuff. Yeah, but it's in German we say jammern auf hohem Niveau, which means kind of complaining on a high level, because that's what it is. It's complaining on a level where you don't really have something to complain, to be honest. Oh yeah, I would work on some 3D skills. So because I just simply for the fact that I want to do this for such a long time now, and I am really looking for this 1 month of time where I can just intensely learn a 3D skill. That would be great, because I think it would really bring my conceptioning and my building skills forward. Like building scenes, not doing real 3D art, but using it to prepare scenes in the right perspective. For example, like this here, I used a little bit of a fisheye effect here on the buildings. I don't know if you noticed, but there's kind of, the buildings are not going straight up, but there's a little fisheye effect. And you could easily do something like that with a 3D tool, like setting up like basic building structures and giving it a certain camera, exporting the image and just drawing over it would make my life very much easier. It's the same creative work, but compressed, I think, in smaller amount of time. And that's what I'm after, like getting my process optimized to be even faster with doing my shit. So yeah, that's probably, I mean, I have a friend who wants to teach me with 3D stuff. And he also helped me with my Adidas project. So he built some 3D a 3D scene in Blender that I then used for creating the Adidas artwork. And it was nice working with him, and I like the process. So this really was kind of mouth watering for me to just wanting to be able to do that myself. Yeah, I mean, if you have a Shapey, if you have a kind of middle way where you can do your freelance, but also have like this safety net that allows you to have a steady income, I think that's great. I think that's a great solution, and many people I know do it this way. Like have a kind of part-time job, and the rest is freelancing, just to have this freedom to work on freelance projects, but also a safety net. I think it's great, and I think it would have been a good solution for me as well. But I just was kind of lucky that I have been able to do my freelance stuff full time. But there have been a couple of situations where I thought about going down this route as well, just looking for a part-time job and see if I can finance the freelance. This area looks a bit weird. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, well, then it's kind of officially part-time, but in fact it's full-time. No, I haven't been talking about any Thomas. Which Thomas do you mean? I'm not sure. The one I've been talking about is Jacques Zikian. He's a Lebanese 3D artist and actually an architect. So he's an architect who wants to be more artist than architect in the future, I think. And he's a Blender expert, so he was able to show me some nice tricks there, and he would also be interested in teaching me some basics. I mean, I think you can learn Blender perfectly through some tutorials online, but if I have someone teaching me personally, that would be great, of course. Oh, Thomas, you mean the cycler guy? Yeah, no, yeah, he's fantastic. He's a fantastic 3D artist. That's right. Architect, right? Yeah, he's quite the architect. I'm going to add a shades layer, shading. Multiply with some blue-gray, just to see. I want to get a feeling for the end result, like the end look of the colors. I just see that it is a little bit untidy here. Yeah, right, that orange looks great. I'm also happy about how that already looks, even like with just putting it in quite quickly. I already feel like that it is going to be nice. So how do I set a clipping mask in Clip Studio? Clipping Studio. How does that work? This one? Ah, that looks correct. Yep. Yeah, chill vibe is good. That's what I want to have here. It's supposed to be chill. So, Shapey, what have you been working on lately or today? Is there what's on your plate right now? Yeah, I don't know why, but good old air conditioners always look kind of cool, right? It's also this kind of classic Japanese city vibe where you have them stacked on rooftops and in front of houses. Oh, I was asking what you're working on right now, like what your current projects are, and or what you have been working on today. Snake crown. Random lady, some egg involved. I want to see it. Can I see something somewhere? We just share the link if you have it somewhere, but that sounds promising. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, nice. The interesting concept. Oh, okay. I gotta follow along there how it's turning out. Are you planning to have another stream where you continue to work on this? But yeah, that's interesting. Very cool. Patreon with a nickname. All right, I see. But that's a personal piece, right? Or is it a commission? Yo, serious, thanks for dropping in today, and talk soon, man. Bye bye. Going to call it a day in a bit anyway. So just adding some details here to see where it leads me. I think this can be even a bit darker. That, for example. Little houses in the trees for birds and mice. That sounds like a sweet piece. Sounds like fun. Ooh, this is really some grinding work. Nothing really creative or so, just putting in the hours. I just need an intern to do this stuff, I think. Just somebody just grinding the shading. All right, friends, going to end this now and continue with this thing maybe tomorrow if I have time. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow and also get my hair cut and probably prepare for the weekend's tour to Berlin to go to a wedding. So let's see. I don't know how much drawing time I will get, but I hope a little bit. Yeah, I hope it won't be so bad like the dentist's appointment. I've been there this Monday already and I got it like a cleaning, and then we made a x-ray, and he said I should come back because he wants to do something maybe based on the x-ray he got. So I hope it won't be something bad, but he told me that it wasn't something super urgent, so I hope it won't be something painful or so. We'll see. I hope that the hairdresser appointment will be worse. Then it's all right. Okay, friends. Thanks very much for tuning in. Has been a nice stream and has been a pleasure chatting with you. And yeah, I'll keep you updated about this piece and how the process on this will go. I hope it's turning out cool. We'll see. And yeah, thanks following C's. Appreciate that. Have a nice rest of week and stay updated on Instagram, Discord, wherever you want. And we'll see each other soon. Bye bye, guys.